All right. Hello, Saubana, everybody. Good to see you all here. Let's see who all have come into the box. We have Shailendra, Sudha, Mahesh Babu, Saranya, Adil, Gayatri, Saubana, Sapna Singh, Suruchi, Arun Bhojani. How are you, sir? So long I haven't seen you. Good to see you here. Creativity by Kanika Gupta, Sonam Chabra, Saranya Naveen, Palsani Selvi @ life coach, soul alchemy with Ruchi. With no gaps, you have to really see where could the gap be. Hanifa Akhtar, hi Hanifa, Itisha, Ria, Shweta saying, ma'am, it's my birthday today. Would love your wishes. Shweta Mulchandi, super duper happy birthday to you, my sweetheart. How nice to see you here on your birthday. God bless and have an absolutely fabulous year ahead. Hi Archana, Dr. Reena Jagdish Prajapat is saying, how do you manage to keep your vibrations always high? I sometimes feel a slight dip in my energy. Reena, I think that is such a, false thing to believe that anybody can keep their energy high all the time. I think we are all, especially women, are extremely seasonal. So we have our days. We have days when we are in high mode. There are days when we are low. There are days when I'm super cranky. There are days when my Kali Mata wants to come out. And I think it's all about management of your emotions. How fast can you recover from what you're going through? A lot of times I'll just tell Puneet, you know what, stay away, sweetheart, because I'm just wanting to blame someone. It might just land up being you, so just be careful. So I think it's all about managing. There are days when you're in the mood to just procrastinate or don't want to be productive, or you have to really push yourselves to do anything. I'm someone who loves to honor how I'm feeling. So I like to, if I'm not in the mood to do something, then I tell myself that, what do I need to do to get into the mood? For me, being productive or being successful or being on top of the game has a lot to do with carrying joy along. And this is something I recommend to a lot of people, that learn to carry joy along, because the last thing you want is everything that you ever wanted, but no happiness in it. And a lot of times I've seen a lot of people reach the place where they wanted to, but in the process left all that mattered. Maybe health mattered, maybe relationships mattered, maybe some other things mattered. And because they ignored those things, by the time success came, it didn't feel like success. So for you to think, Reena, that we can manage to keep our vibrations always high, sweetheart, it's a false expectation. My suggestion, write out 5-7 things that make you go back into your high energy. Maybe listening to some music, maybe doing gratitude, maybe spending time with friends, maybe just going shopping or eating a yummy meal. I don't know what it is that can put you back into high vibration, but learn to go back into high vibration rather than learning to stay in high vibration. Okay, sweetheart? Gayatri, I'm starting my week freshly, but on Wednesdays I am drained out. How to stay up for the whole week? Please guide me. Gayatri, now that you know that Wednesdays is one of the days where you need to energize yourself or recharge yourself, can you ensure that Wednesdays are dedicated to doing activities that re-energize you? So you can just look at, I think a lot of us start awesome on Mondays, and by Wednesdays, all of us, if you notice for me, mostly the only thing I do on Wednesdays is Insta Live. So like you, Gayatri, I tend to also feel like I need that midweek break. So I work really hard on Tuesdays and I work really hard on Thursdays, Fridays. But Wednesdays is an easy day for me. I'll rarely put any activity on Wednesdays apart from Insta Live, because Insta Live I love doing. It's actually a recharge energizer for me. It's not a work. So see, Gayatri, how you can start to honor your Wednesdays rather than cursing yourself on why am I drained or why am I feeling this way, all of that, yeah? Mitali Shah Coach, how to deal with the pain that I'm going through because a special someone didn't wish for my birthday. Mitali, I think when someone reveals themselves to you, we should believe them. Okay, I'm going to repeat that sentence. When someone reveals themselves to you, we should believe them. And for me, I have a very simple rule that I will make you super special in my life till you are able to treat me the same. And the day you can't treat me the same, I need to change your position in my life. So Mitali, maybe up until now, everything this special someone has done for you was worthy, and therefore you gave him gave her the status of special someone, right? But now that you know that they don't have time for you or they've forgotten to wish you on your birthday, that means you're not really as important as they pretend when they are around or with you. Then it's about time you started to notice the yellow flags so that when the red flag hits you, it's not like a surprise. It's these small things that we ignore or forgive too easily, that's what takes us to then getting hurt so deeply. So for me, I have I'm gonna give you everything I've got in the relationship, but if I notice such red flags or yellow flags in the relationship, then I like to ask the person, tell me where we stand. And if I see somebody bullshitting their way through, then I know all the more reason I need to protect myself from this person, because not only do they forget, but they are also willing to lie through the journey. So be very careful, darling, because you know what? It's great to have people who are special to you till they choose otherwise, and then you need to also start to make choices differently. Okay, I think one of the things we start to believe is that, so what if they don't love us, we love them, and that should be enough. No, it's not. Unless you're a mother, which is the only relationship where I say that, okay, fine, I'm willing to let go of any expectations and have the one-way love. I think in all other relationships, your own self-respect, your own dignity, your own everything matters, and we train other people how they treat us. So if someone has forgotten to wish you, I'd like you to take it a little more seriously, not so much from a place of hurt, but from a place of realization. Realization that, is this person even worth being someone special? Okay? I know what I'm saying is not going to be very likable, but what I have noticed in my life is that when people reveal to me and I refuse to accept it and I forgave too fast and I let it go, I've only gotten hurt really badly later on. And when I look back, I say there were 100 signs that I ignored. Why did I ignore those signs? So, God bless you, Meri Jaan. Tashi Garden, Saubana Puja ma'am, looking stunning as always. Thank you, sweetheart. I am leaving for a trip tomorrow. I'm going to meet my boys. So Puneet and I are leaving for London tomorrow morning. I am so super excited for the simple reason I haven't seen them in the last, 3-4 months at least. And so I think I'm so ready to be with them because I've been missing them terribly. Amita's asking for the vision board video. Yes, Amita. That is the first thing we are going to post tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Oh, no, I'll be in the flight at 9 a.m. Okay, fine. I'm going to post that first thing tomorrow morning, early in the morning. I will let you know the time. So don't worry at all. We will put it in the story also. We will put it on my wall also. When we share the video, what you'll need to do is just comment under the poster and the video will come directly to your DM, to your direct message or your inbox, okay? So all you need to do is just comment under that poster, all right? So tomorrow morning awaits. Today morning I wanted to put it, but actually we had a huge change makers tickets going live today. If you all haven't bought the change maker tickets, I'm going to highly recommend each one of you here that, you know what, don't miss this opportunity, especially the Mumbaikars in the room. Please, please, please go quickly buy the tickets. This is going to be a fantastic program, a day that you will remember for the rest of your life. So I highly, highly recommend that you pick it up. It's there in my stories. And tomorrow morning, I am going to send you all the vision board. Woohoo! Life coach Shilpi saying, love you Puja ma'am, you changed my entire life, more power to you. Thank you Shilpi, my sweetheart. Hi Vivek Vasanta, God bless you Meri Jaan. Archana is asking, you are gorgeous, just love the way you are wearing your hair today. Oh, I did my hair at home today, getting ready to go to London tomorrow. So thank you, appreciate it, because I thought that, you know what, maybe I should go to the parlor and get my hair done properly, but then who has the time, especially one day before? So I was not able to make it to the parlor, so I decided I'm going to do my hair myself. So thank you for the compliment. Maybe I needed it. Suruchi 251, I don't feel like entertaining my husband's relatives. I feel burdened to entertain them, as my husband always gives way too much importance to them and they are very cold towards my family. Suruchi, you know what? I believe that we don't love our husband's relative. We love our husband and our husband loves his relatives. Therefore, we look after the husband's relatives. Not for them, but for our own husband. And the fact that he gives them way too much importance only tells you this is important to him. And one of the biggest lessons I have learned in my marriage is things that are important to your husband, if you make important, then he will learn to make important what is important to you. And so in the process, one of the things that I love doing, you know, earlier on, I used to keep complaining to Puneet about his friends, about the gym, about his golf, about everything that gave him joy, made me feel like it's taking him away from me. And I think it was all my immature complexes that used to create that. And then a time came in our journey where I started to, a time came in my journey when I just started to feel like, you know what, I think my entire strategy is wrong. And I reversed it. I said, you know what, Puneet, if you love golf, go play golf, sweetheart. You love gym, you must go to the gym. We must go on family holidays. We must do things with people that are important to you. And can I tell you, the happier he got, the more happiness he had to share with me. And this big change, one of the things I made up my mind was I'm not going to criticize people that he loves. Because in criticizing them, what happens is at that time he hears me out, but later on then he wants to hurt me because I hurt him. So his way of hurting me may be different, but you know what? He has to release that pain that he's carrying, or because on the things that he couldn't say anything to me, yet these were people he loves, right? So Suruchi, while you are saying you don't want to entertain them, my suggestion to you would be create a new strategy around compensation. Sweetheart, I'm going to go out of my way to look after all the people that matter to you. But this is what I want in return. And what you want in return should always be from your man, never from his family. Okay, because he cannot control other adults. What he can do is give you what you want. So I think once you start to take compensation rather than try to change the setup, I think it will work so much better for you, darling. Yeah, see if you can work with this. I know I haven't been able to give you a solution on how to not to entertain them, but I think that, you know what, any time we go against the happiness of our spouse, whether it is the man going against the woman or the woman going against the man, and then we expect them to give us happiness, not possible. You took them away from their happiness, they became unhappy, then you squeeze them, only unhappiness will come out. Correct? Fabulous. How to mindfully manifesting is saying how to deal with people who get intimidated by you and your work. It all depends, you know. I would say 90% of the time, such people ideally, if possible, should be ignored. You know, I always say there are people who are always on your journey up. There are people who are going to be envious of you, people who are going to be jealous of you, people who are going to judge you, people who are going to get intimidated by you. All of whatever they are going through is the projection of what they are internally. It has very little to do with you. Each one will perceive you depending on the complexes they are carrying. If they are carrying a inferiority complex, they are going to try to pull you down. If they are comfortable with who you are, they are happy with who you are, it will be a completely different conversation. So mostly what I have seen is best is when you keep working towards your mission and don't give much importance to these people. Because the more importance you give them, the more you justify, the more you explain, the more sometimes the misunderstandings increase. Unless this person is super important in your life and you feel like, you know what, a justification and an explanation I'd like to give, whether they understand or don't understand, but I'd like to give, that's a different story. But if they are ignorable, just ignore them. Okay? Oh, Bhumika, hi Puja, I choose you as my mentor as you have changed my life drastically. God bless you. Priya, my sweetheart, massive congratulations on all your success, darling. I'm so proud of you, sweetie pie. Keep going, keep making me proud. You're rocking it, darling. Pastels of Prati. Hi, Puja ma'am. I am not bold in talking to people. I'm not confident. I feel very low in front of people who look bold and end up in people pleasing. Can you please tell me a few steps to be bold, ma'am? You know what? I think confidence is all about taking small risks and accomplishing them. So look at what are those small things that you can do where you can start to go, well done, well done, well done, like that, you know. So I remember there was a time when I refused to, my mother used to say, ask ketchup from the waiter with your French fries. And I didn't have the confidence to ask the staff member in the hotel to get me ketchup. I will eat the whole fries without ketchup, but I won't have the courage to ask for ketchup. So you can imagine how timid I must have been at my younger days, right? And then slowly, my mom and my parents and everyone around me started to encourage me, okay, go get the keys from the hotel manager, or Pooja, go ask for directions, or go. And I just slowly and gradually, in the process of speaking to strangers, where I used to be so conscious and feel like, what if they judge me, what if my English, I remember once I had to ask someone to where to go buy corn, and I said, where can I get bhutta? And I remember for like 5 hours after that going on thinking, why couldn't I just say corn? Why did I say bhutta? It looked so. And you can see what I'm doing to myself, because I'm pretty sure that's what you do to yourself. The reason I'm giving you all of these examples is I want you to know the difference between a very confident person and an underconfident person is not that the confident person is not conscious. The confident person allows the mistakes that will happen on the journey of gaining confidence, okay? So if you can start to say that once a day, I'm going to do something that is going to require courage. Once a day, something that's going to require courage. Once a day, something that's going to require courage. And maybe 30 days later, twice a day, I'm going to do something that requires courage. Twice a day, I remember the first time I needed to do this Insta Live, my legs were shivering. I remember I felt like, what if nobody asked me any questions? I had actually prepared 10 questions on a sheet that in case people don't ask me, I'll just read it out and pretend like as if they are asking. It's so crazy, you know what? Because Prati, in the beginning, we all start out with all of our doubts being so big in our head. And then slowly and gradually, today I can do this in my sleep. I don't know what I was so nervous about. But that's how things should look a year or two from now. You should look back and say, oh my God, I don't know what I was creating such a hula hoo about, because this is not even difficult. But in the beginning, everything feels difficult. There's a beautiful line I had heard from Brian Tracy which said, it's hard till it's easy. And so the more times you do it, the easier it keeps getting. So I'm going to just encourage you every day, infuse yourself with the injection of courage. If somebody had to ask me, when I'll be taking my classes, a lot of times I will say this on the faces of all my clients that, you all may be more talented, more amazing, better in English, better looking, better in education, better in money, but you know what I have that you don't have yet is courage. So one of the things I say is build the amount of courage I have and look at what will happen to success. Because what I know for sure today is it is not how much of what you have, but how much of courage you're using to expose what you have. Okay, so I'm going to request everyone in this room to work with their courage, because what I have is more courage than most people. And how did I get it? I built it. I built it day in, day out by doing small things, big things, bigger things, very big things, because I stopped fearing, failure. I just started to say, you know what, it's just one step closer to me getting more courageous. One step closer. It's just for practice. I used to say, I'm going to do Insta Live for practice. I'm going to do my master classes for practice. I want to practice till I can get over all of those fears that control me. Hai na? Nikshu Barora. Okay. Nikshubha Arora. Sorry, I am so bad with this. How can I get your book? Because it's not available online. Oh man. Nikshu, just write to us. Okay, send me a DM that you would like the book and let me send you the link to where you can buy it from. Yeah. Kathane Vinda. how to start with the habit of journaling. So Katane, there are so many different ways of journaling that I would love for you to look it up, which is your favorite way. Try a few and then see which one you're enjoying most. So I do my journaling by writing letters to God. So dear God, and then I just dump all of my emotions on paper. That's one of my favorite ways to do it. Otherwise, if you just type on Google journal prompts, and it will give you about 100 questions, and you can take any one question and answer it. What was the best thing that happened to you in 2023? What are the things you'd love to change in 2024 that happened in 2023? You know, such cute prompts. What are you grateful for? What gives you happiness? Who are the 3 people, if you could spend more time with, would you choose them to be? You can journal through reading these questions and just writing it out. Every day can be a new journal. You can do like what I do, write letters to God. You can even do what we call paper dumping. So paper dumping is just whatever ideas and thoughts are flowing into your mind, just put them down on paper. That's another beautiful way to every morning just write out a sheet. Don't edit it, don't check it, don't worry about what you're writing. You can literally write it, tear it, throw it in the dustbin, or you can write it and make it into a collection. Whatever you'd like to do, the beauty of journaling is to get it out of your system. So if you have words on paper, you've done a good job of it. I think a lot of times, especially meditation and journaling, what we tend to do is that we tend to judge it. And these are the 2 things we should never judge. We should allow for us to flow with the experience rather than trying to orchestrate the perfect way of doing it. And as you do it enough number of times, I can assure you, you'll only keep improving. Okay? Shweta, one of my friends being NYC with me got to know all of my strengths and weaknesses, I guess, and later in planning with me how to deal or identify. I think there are just too many errors. So you know what, I'm not able to really absorb the question. Can you just rewrite it? Let me see if I'm able to find it and answer it, okay? Positive girl, what to do if you find out your close friend is secretly not happy about your success and was just happy about my rants? So positive girl, one of the things we have to understand is that not all of our friends will carry on to remain our friends once we become successful. Can I tell you, I've had friends who have been so unhappy with my success because we all started out together and they loved that we were all at the same level. And then as I started to grow, there was a lot of other emotions that started to come into the picture. So one of the things I have realized is that not everyone is supposed to be a permanent part of your journey. So I look at life like a train. And I say there are few people who will start at birth and end with me till the end. But there are a few people who are going to get off on some stations and new people are going to get on. And because there are limited seats on my train, just the way we have limited time in life, I won't be able to give every seat to everyone. So people getting off who do not value my train journey and allowing new people to come in is a beautiful place to be in. And you know what? Sometimes maybe for a station or 2, your train looks or feels a little empty, which might make you feel a little lonely or isolated. Those are the times when you need to grow your friendship with yourself or with your Godji. So I'm a big believer that whenever I get lonely in life, this is my time to self-reflect, to look at who are the people really I want to be close with, who are the people who are draining my energy that I need to get rid of. And then, you know what, build a better relationship or a deeper relationship with God. And within a few stations, the life starts to fill up again. And fills up so much that sometimes you're like, okay, I know I prayed for people, but now it's just too many in my life. So all of that will happen, darling. There's a beautiful video by one of my teachers called Mahatria. And he speaks about the story of the dragonfly on YouTube. Okay, it's just a 10 minutes video, but one of the most profound videos on friendship that I've ever seen. So I'm going to highly recommend to you, go watch the story of the dragonfly. It will answer a lot of your questions or doubts that you're currently having with this particular friend of yours. Okay. Ritu Singh bought the tickets for Change Makers. Eager to meet you. I'm so proud of you, for every single one of you that's bought a ticket. Can't wait to hug you, see you, be there with you on that entire day of the 24th of February in Mumbai. Did Vanya Swati. Hi Puja ma'am, how can we gain the courage to face and put up videos on social media? You know, we think we have to have courage to put the videos. The real truth is, put the videos and gain the courage. You know, everything that you're imagining will go wrong or how bad it will be, that's the start point, Meri Jaan. So there are a few things in my head that I have, that I tell myself, that helps me do these things. One is, one of my teachers, Stephen Pressfield, says, start before you're ready. Okay? So anything in life you want to do, start before you are fully ready. Okay, Karishma Kapoor is one of my biggest role models in how she looked in Prem Kaidi versus how she looked in Raja Hindustani. Had she waited to look like that in Raja Hindustani, it wouldn't have worked out. We launch ourselves at ordinary and then we tweak, and then when we look back at some of our work, we tend to laugh at it. And if you're not laughing at your early days ka work, that means you started too late because you're a perfectionist. Okay, so I'm going to suggest to you, start to build a library of you know, really collecting all of your early days work, because what it is going to do for you is, it's going to help you become the person you need to become. You're never going to enter the gym to lift 100 kilos. You're going to have to enter the gym, lift 5 kilos to reach 100 kilos. The same is with social media. Some of us want to get it all perfect. We compare our first chapter to someone's 10th chapter and we say we want to be like them, but they have been on this journey for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead of you, and you're not going to be able to start. Yes, what took them 5 years will take only 2 years for you, for the simple reason that you have such a big head start on knowing what can go right, what can go wrong. We can learn from other people's mistakes. But the one thing don't expect from yourself is perfectionism right in the beginning. Okay, over time you will improve. The only thing I want you to notice in the beginning is progress. Are you progressing? So don't go for perfectionism, but were you better than yesterday? Were you better than day before? If I go back and look at my first few Insta lives, I can tell, you know, how I was feeling, how I was nervous about technology, how I was nervous about where do I look, how do I read the questions, how do I go about it. Today you can see how relaxed and easy this is for me, correct? So over time, remember, you will get relaxed, but in the beginning, don't expect perfectionism. Just know that, you know what, posting itself needs applauding. The first 2 years, I used to only applaud the courage of going on stage, the courage of writing the blog, the courage of posting posts, the courage of, I never looked at, you know, how can I improve or what can I do better or what, because you know what, I didn't want to associate anything that I post with a hammer on my head. I wanted to associate pleasure with it. So I was just happy I did it. In a world where so many people are waiting to show their talent because they don't have the courage, at least you and I are doing it. So whatever it takes, just go do it, my sweetheart. For 60 days, don't think. Don't judge. Don't look at it as how much value is it adding in people's life and how good it is. No. You know, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. In the beginning, my mother and my brother were the only 2 likes I used to get. Maybe one friend would comment out of sympathy. But that's all you get in the beginning. So in the beginning, it's not about the likes, comments and shares. It's only about consistency being built on a daily in a daily way, so that you can start to have a library of posts. Okay, so first 30, 60, 90 days is just creating a library without judging. Once you've crossed the 90th day, you yourself will start to celebrate along with everyone else around you. Alright, thank you ma'am so much. Please help me in dealing with one of my friends. She criticizes other friends and later I see them enjoying with them. I feel so betrayed and angry. So Reena, that is how the world works, okay? When they are with you, they talk what you want to hear. When they are with them, they talk what they want to hear. These are people you shouldn't trust. These are the people only to have fun with, okay? So divide your friendships into people that you're going to have fun with and people that you're going to trust with your secrets. And my suggestion is, don't confuse the two, okay? I don't want you to leave these people either, because you know what? We all need different kinds of friendships. So I have friendships for Saturday evenings, and I have friendships to play cards, and I have friendships to go for my dance class, and I have friendships to just sit around and chat, and I have friendships to go shopping. And you need all kinds, and not everyone you will like at all levels. Somebody's taste you may like, so they are great for shopping friends, but they may be very gossipy or judgy of other people. You don't need to interact with them on that, okay? Now that you know that you do not enjoy gossiping, one of the things you can start to do is allow people to talk, but don't join them in their talk. So a lot of times I'll be around people where they will be chatting or gossiping about other people. I have no problem with anybody saying anything about anyone. That's their opinion. But I know people act differently with me. And that's one of the biggest lessons I have learned, that you know what? Different people vibrate differently with different people, because everyone has a match in vibration. So if someone's nasty and they meet someone who's a attacker personality, they will get into a fight. But if you are water and they are petrol, you will not be able to mingle. But somebody else could be Ruh Afza and you are water, you will mingle beautifully, while somebody else may be Ruh Afza and the green sharbat, and that may become too sweet. So every single person has different equation with different people, and one of the things I've understood is not to go with what other people say, but to form my own opinions on people. I think it's so important, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is form my own opinions and do not participate in gossip. In criticizing anybody, you're not going to gain anything. So if someone is gossiping, after a while just tell them, अच्छा कुछ और बात करते हैं ना, अच्छा तेरे उसका क्या हाल है, and change the topic if it is not something that interests you. Or if you need to say something like, I have not had that experience with that person, that itself will tell the person to stop talking. You see, when we don't fuel the fire of gossip, gossip can't last. Gossip dies very quickly unless it gets people to participate. So if there's no participation, there's no way someone can carry on the gossip. Okay? Bhumika, I have to take bold steps in my life as I have to move into my new house, as my husband got demised 2 years back and I have 2 sons and the younger one is just 3. I have to start my new business. Please help how to go about it. Bhumika, your problem is bigger than what I can explain. I mean, you've gone through a lot in the last 2 years, and to be a widow, a young widow with 2 little children, my heart goes out for you, Meri Jaan. For you, I will only suggest one thing: get into the tribe. If you haven't done my masterclass, or you haven't joined Awakening, or you haven't done Coaching Mastery with me, I'm going to highly recommend, please do all of these 3 things. Get in touch with Gunjan. She's my relationship manager, and she will be able to guide you and help you. Her number we will be posting under this video, so please call her up and allow me to help you and support you through 2024. Don't try to do this alone. It's already bad enough that you must be feeling so lonely having lost your husband. I would love for you to now start to belong to a tribe that truly loves and cares, so that you can go on a journey with 100 people being your cheerleader. I have many like you in my tribe, and I can tell you this: I'm so happy when they have now started to support others like them. So bless you, bless you, bless you, my darling. Sending you loads of love. Lavina, hi ma'am, thank you for your presence. I just do not know how to manage my time and dedicate it for my job as a life coach and a mindfulness instructor. So much time goes at home, kids, responsibility. Lavina, you know, the thing is that in the world that we live, we see men work. And when men work, everybody gets on the side. So the woman supports, the children supports, the in-law supports, everybody supports the man's work. Now, while that is true for the man, the truth for the woman is she has to do all of her responsibilities to be able to work. So she needs to look after the children, look after the house, look after the in-laws, look after the husband, and जो भी बचा कुचा time है अगर उसमें काम करना है तो most welcome, otherwise no. Now that we understand this, I think we also have to understand that our speed is going to be very different from the speed that men tend to go on, and a lot of times we compare ourselves to them and we'll end up hammering ourselves that why am I not being able to do things, why am I procrastinating, am I lazy, am I not, and we I think tend to just be so harsh on ourselves. So Lavina, whatever you're trying to achieve in 2 years, my suggestion, stretch it to 3. Whatever you're trying to achieve in 3 years, stretch it to 5. Life is not going anywhere. I know there are a lot of people who love to build urgency कि ओहो बहुत लेट हो गया है टाइम और हम लेट हो गए हैं और ये लाइफ बीत जाएगी और हमारा कुछ नहीं होगा. Not true, मेरी जान. I am one of those people who believes that, if you forgot to enjoy the journey, what's the point of all of that success? True? So I'm going to ask you that, start to, when you're at home, be at home. When you're with your kids, be with your kids. When you are doing your coaching, do your coaching. And if because of that you're slightly slow, I show this 1,000 times, I'm going to show it once again. This tortoise lives on my table and it's a huge reminder to me that I can easily go on the journey looking like this. Okay? But how is this tortoise looking? Isn't it looking a little sad types? Which means I remove all of my responsibilities and the only thing I choose to do is career. If that happens, this is how I will look. I'll become successful, but I'll be very sad. But then I want to add back my house responsibilities, my family, my friends, my health, my everything. And now I am 10 times slower because this is quite heavy. Okay, but because it's heavy, I have become slow, but slow and steady wins the race. So I'm going to give every woman in this room the permission to make their spirit animal a tortoise, because I feel like in a world where we are expected to run like a bunny, I think divine speed for me is very, very essential. And what is divine speed? The ability to do things at your own pace. Don't look at anyone else. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. Just do things how you want to do it. And if you land up blossoming 6 months later or a year later than what everyone around you blossomed at, don't worry, sweetheart. Your blossom will be so much more fragrant and so much more sweeter. Okay? So see how you can use all of this. Thank you, Afo. Harneet Bedi, Pooja, I'm just here to thank you. Only because of your advice, I was able to quit a toxic boss and move on. Woohoo! Can we give a round of applause to Harneet? So proud of you, darling. I'm just trying to look for, thanks for all the compliments and the appreciations. Just looking for questions. Shauna Moniz, I find it difficult to say no, or I am not completely bold or straightforward. When people are extremely bold or straightforward to me, I easily feel bad. Sometimes I'm not able to even make eye contact. Shauna, learning to say no is an art that I'm going to ask you to start to practice. A lot of times why we can't say no is because we are so scared to disappoint someone else. Not realizing that when we don't disappoint others, guess who's the one person you're going on disappointing? It's yourself. And what happens when you don't learn to say no? People tend to take you for granted. People tend to take your time, effort, energy for granted. And then what happens? You start to build bitterness against them. Okay, so either your option is to say no once, upset them, but continue the relationship because it's fair, or not to say no at all, become super bitter, and a day comes when you hate them. You can't stand the sight of them. What did you save then? You didn't land up saving anything. And can I tell you one more thing? When people tend to take you for granted and you don't say no, you train and teach and allow them to take you for granted. So it's not just their fault that you are being taken for granted. You have contributed to that situation equally. True or not? So I feel like we do a disservice to ourselves and the people opposite us when we don't learn to say no. When we say no clearly, I mean, there are so many times where I feel like I wish people had told me. I wish someone had told me, तुम पहले आके क्यों नहीं बोले? You know, today my staff arrived from Lucknow, I think, okay, this morning, and he had dengue and he had fever. And I said, आपने फोन करके बताया क्यों नहीं? आपने डेंगू में ट्रैवल क्यों किया? You know, and he said, नहीं, मुझे पता है आप कितने ज़्यादा particular हो कि हमें टाइम से आना चाहिए, तो मैंने नहीं फोन किया. And I felt so bad. If he had just hinted to me that he's not well, I would have said, just rest it out in your city for 1 week. I'm anyway leaving tomorrow for London. So can you see, so a lot of times when we do not open our mouths and speak, we do a disservice even to the person opposite, because had they known our situation, maybe they would have done something extremely different. You don't know that because you didn't have the courage to ask that. So my suggestion to you is start to build small points of courage in your personality. Okay, now I've already spoken about this today before. So if you go back and listen to that portion where I speak about the injection of courage on a daily basis, it's a must, my sweetheart. And I can tell you, I was like you. You know, I got married at 18 into a joint family. I didn't have the courage to open my mouth and ask for anything. I didn't want to upset anybody. I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And can I tell you, in not opening my mouth, I upset and disappointed more people than instead of, you know, I remember one day I wore the bindi and came down, and one of Puneet's relatives said, oh, wow, तुम तो घर में भी तैयार होती हो, वो जो दूसरी वाली daughter है ना, वो तो इतनी simple है. So I said, oh, okay, maybe I was not supposed to wear the bindi. Then next day I didn't wear the bindi and came down. Another relative had come, and that relative said, oh, beta, at least जब husband घर आ रहा होता है तो तैयार होना चाहिए ना. I'm 18 years old. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to learn. And there it became like, you know what? And I realized I can't please everyone. And I'm going to say the same thing to you, Shauna. You know what? You're thinking that by keeping quiet, maybe people will think you're a nice human being or you're good or whatever you're thinking. Actually, no. My suggestion to you, one of the things I realized was that, you know what? If they are also not happy and I'm also not happy, then we are all fools. At least if I am happy, then even if they are not happy, one of us is at least happy. I realize I can't make them happy, but at least I can make myself happy. And can I tell you something? The happier I got, the more respect I got. The happier I got, the more decisive I was, the more I followed my heart. Today I have respect. The time when I was being a doormat, everybody treated me like that. Today when I say, I'm sorry, I won't be able to come at 12:30 for the lunch, but I'll definitely make it after 3 because I will finish my class by 3. They're like, no worries, Puja, we understand how busy you are. Take your time. So I'm only trying to tell you here, Shauna, the more meek or the more weak you show yourself to be, the more people will mistreat you, Meri Jaan. But the more slowly you start to become stronger, a day will come when you will start to see the respect in other people's eyes, and you will wonder, now when I'm not doing for them, now when I'm saying no, they're respecting me. When I was doing everything for them, they were mistreating me. ये कैसी philosophy है? But यही philosophy है. Alright? Akshita, how to gain more patience? Sometimes after venting out, I feel like I need patience. So, Ankita, if you vented out correctly, ideally you should automatically go into silence, because venting ke baad, silence is something that comes naturally. Okay? You need that time to regain the energy that gets exerted in venting. So, how to gain more patience? Just start to speak with yourself in a patient manner. All you need to do is just tell yourself, like I'll say things like, Puja, just remain patient. You know, Puja, now that you've spoken, give people time to digest what you've spoken. If you keep speaking more, the words will all start to feel like words rather than have meaning. So look at what can you tell yourself to grow in your patience. And one of the most beautiful things you can tell yourself is, now that I've done what I needed to do, let God do the rest of what is needed to be done. You know, farmers sow their seed, God grows the seed. Farmer cannot grow the seed. God will not come and sow the seed. So there is a co-authoring of life that continuously keeps happening, right? Now, in this co-authoring, you must keep your patience after you've taken the action. Okay. Now, how do you keep your patience? When you believe that someone else is doing the job that you want to hurry up and do. Okay, when you believe that it's on its way, it's going to happen. So build faith. Okay, so anytime you do something, when you went out, now build faith that they will digest all of this material and come back to you to understand you better or make the relationship better or whatever else you need from it. Yeah, just start to build that belief. I feel like 3 sentences said and then backing off is better than 10 sentences, because sometimes too much negativity makes the person shut his ears and makes them defensive. You don't want people to get defensive. You want people to understand what you're saying. Yes? God bless you. Parul Dukanya. Ma'am, it's been 17 years. I still can't feel the love with my in-laws. Please, please help. That you've had hope for 17 years. I'm so proud of you, my sweetheart. I would have given up long time ago. So one of the things I'll tell you, Parul, is our main relationship is our spouse and in-laws are bonus. Okay. So look at what is your relationship with your spouse, with your husband. If you have a great relationship there, stop expecting from the in-laws. Okay. Not every in-law can love you. In-laws in general is a relationship that's complicated. Okay. You are not directly their own, but you are very close. So what happens is it's a very complicated, complex situation. So my suggestion to you, enjoy the love of your spouse. If you're not getting that, work on that. And everything else, treat it like a bonus. अगर अच्छी mother-in-law है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं है तो doesn't matter. अच्छी सिस्टर इन लॉ है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं है तो डजंट मैटर. आपके पास रिश्ते हैं ना, अपने भाई बहनों के साथ एंजॉय करो, अपने मम्मी पापा के साथ एंजॉय करो. इन्हीं के अंदर घुसना है, इनको आपस में घुसने दो. इफ दे डोंट लव यू, दे डोंट गिव यू इंपॉर्टेंस, दे डोंट गिव यू रिस्पेक्ट, दे डोंट गिव यू व्हाट यू नीड, इनसे क्यों चाहिए? दीज पीपल यू लव बिकॉज यू लव योर मैन. ओके, you love your family. Now if they turn out to be nice, my in-laws turned out to be really nice, I love and enjoy being around my sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law because they're actually nice people. Not anything to do with in-laws, everything to do with how they are as people. Okay, if you didn't get it, or if there's any relationship in the family that I haven't gotten, for some reason somebody is not so nice, I am not sitting and waiting for them to become nice. I am going to look for other people who are not in the in-laws category, either in friends or in family, to build my relationships there. Okay, so I want you to start to look at in your life who are the people you can bring in, so that you're not waiting or feeling hurt or expecting your in-laws to love you. Okay, they should love your son, the son should love you, and therefore you love them because you love the son, and they love you because they love the son. Who does everybody love? The son. That is the way to look at in-laws according to me. Lovely. Awesome. On that note, I'm going to run. As you know, I have lots to do and I'm leaving tomorrow early morning. So as I have to run, 1,000 kisses. My next Insta live is going to be somewhere from UK or France, or I don't know, wherever I will be next Wednesday. I have no idea. But I will see you next Wednesday. In the meantime, enjoy the vision board video. Maybe today in my stories, I can put a glimpse of what my vision board video looks. And I will also post what you need to do. Okay? Love you all so much. Thank you for coming. Bye. Ciao.